how this web scraper generates $20,000 a month in recurring revenue. So let's dive into this journey here, and let's start off with the founder of the product. Their name is Oleg Kulik, and they are the founder of a product called Scraping Ant. It's going to allow people to do web scraping without getting blocked, and they're going to handle all the technical stuff of having a headless browser and rotating proxy servers for you. They have over 3 million plus proxy servers across the world, and they have a 99.99% uptime with an 85.5% anti-scraping avoidance rate with their custom cloud browser solution. And as mentioned, they've been able to grow Scraping Ant to $20,000 a month in recurring revenue. Let's head back to the launch of Scraping Ant. And it originally launched on a platform called Rapid API. This really allowed Oleg to test the idea of a web scraping API as a service. And this is how they ended up getting their first customer, was through this platform, as it let them start on a marketplace that gave them visibility to their target audience. However, to grow, Oleg realized they needed to change their approach here, as when trying to grow the product, they realized they couldn't effectively run ads to Rapid API as they had no control over the platform. And following some more experiments, they realized they really needed to focus on content marketing, and that became the strategy to grow Scraping Ant. The plan was to provide value to the target customer to build trust and ultimately convert them. And although this was a slow start, it took around 5 to 8 months to start seeing traction for their SEO efforts, or search engine optimization efforts. It has had a really big impact. Although they don't get a ton of traffic, they do get around 15,000 monthly unique visitors. And this has allowed them to grow at a stable 3 to 5% month-over-month growth for the last 3 years. And this is done with only 2 to 4 blog posts on a monthly basis. However, to note, the focus is really on quality over quantity when creating these posts. Oleg has some amazing growth tips to share with other indie hackers. The first one is to focus on support. With Scraping Ant, they always try to go above and beyond expectations to really help their users out, whether they're using the paid or free versions of the product. The second tip is to really understand the need for marketing. And it's going to take a time investment to actually get it going. And you want to make sure you're putting as much effort as you are into engineering or research and development as you are into marketing, as you do need this channel to actually grow your product and get paying users. The third tip is to talk to people in the industry or the domain you're working in. This is going to give you more context on what's going on and expand your informational bubble, so you can really start to understand the ins and outs and what people are actually looking for. The fourth tip is to constantly search for new marketing channels, find new opportunities to market your product, and also to start with the most affordable channels, as this is going to increase your run rate and let you test more. If you've gotten this far in the video, I'm sure you want to build your very own micro SaaS, but to do that, you're going to need some ideas. And that's where I have you covered with free sneaky micro SaaS ideas you can steal. There's a link in the description below. I also have a complete course on how to build your very own micro SaaS, even if you don't have any SaaS experience. It's a step-by-step academy that's going to show you how to build, scale, and profit from your very own micro SaaS. And there's a link for this in the description below, so make sure you check that out as well. Oleg also has some great advice on how to succeed with a SaaS product over the long term. People say you have to forget about work-life balance to make it big, relentless hard work, minimal sleep, and sacrificing your personal life. However, to Oleg, none of this makes sense. Experience has taught them that sustainable success is built on resilience, smart work, and the ability to recharge and reflect, not just on endless grinding. Oleg recommends adopting a more balanced approach, not only to prevent burnout, but also to foster creativity, strategic thinking, and this is all going to lead to better, healthier, and a more sustainable personal and professional approach, as well as growth. And although dedication and focus are essential, if you burn yourself out by grinding 24/7, it's going to make things worse for you emotionally and physically. This is a point where many founders get to, where they just burn out and they can't work on the product anymore. And this can force them to make rash decisions, such as abandoning the project or selling too early. Oleg learned this the hard way. They didn't really understand this until after they burnt out. They were totally exhausted, which caused anxiety, depression, and the inability to focus on anything. So they're really making sure they're focusing on their personal health, but keeping a comfortable pace for the long run. as according to Oleg, it doesn't matter how much money you make if you dread your work. And entrepreneurship is a journey with its own complexities and drawbacks. It's great, but don't do it if you can't be happy. This is going to conclude the video on Scraping Ant and Oleg Kulik. There's a link in the description below to the original source article that was written by James Fleischman. If you enjoyed this content, I would love it so much if you liked and subscribed to the channel below. I'm coming up with new videos just like this all the time, and I also have a huge backlog of SaaS success stories, so make sure you check out the channel as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.